Looking good, 8th grade. Please be seated. It's pretty hot out here. I was planning on wearing my Hawaiian shirt tonight, but I didn't want to single-handedly destroy a fashion trend like you all had on Friday night. I'm sure you appreciate that. So there are many individuals behind the scenes that made this evening possible. Mrs. Paulin, Mrs. Anaya, Ms. Ryman, the District Tech Committee and Department, Ms. Quattrone, the high school grounds crew and custodial crew, Westmont Junior High School faculty and staff, and of course, the Westmont Junior High School PTO. Thank you so much. Additionally, a big thanks to Mr. Picard for the fine video of our graduates, which is accessible through the QR code on the program. Special thanks also to Daniel Bukowski for hooking us up with the sound. Thank you to Dennis from Sunrise Communications Incorporated for recording tonight's ceremony. Also, just a huge thank you to our parents for your partnership over the years. Board of Education and Superintendent Kevin Carey, District Administration, thank you for your continued support to make Westmont Junior High School a special place. Jade, Jocelyn, Yadira, please join me and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, if I could have everyone please rise. Once the ladies are done, please stay standing for the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios invisible con libertad y justicia para todos.
At this time, please stay standing. We have a recording from our very own Ariana Berkey. Thank you to Mr. Troyer and Ariana for the national anthem. Thank you, Ariana. Please be seated at this time. Each year, 2 students are recognized by the staff and administration for their excellence in academics and citizenship. Please welcome Rocco D'Amato and Victoria Dubiel, this year's recipients of the Illinois Principals Association Award for their message about overcoming challenges. Victoria.
Dear Westmont Junior High School students, staff, parents, and families, first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Jonak and Mrs. Quattrone, along with the staff, for choosing me for this prestigious award and giving me the chance to stand in front of you today and share a few words. It is a privilege and an honor. As we all know, this year has been a year like no other, and we will not experience anything like this in our lifetime. Along with the coronavirus pandemic, each one of us stood in front of a new and strange experience. We wondered, what will our life look like? It was difficult for us students because suddenly from day to day we were losing contact with our friends. We could now only see through an electronic screen. We missed each other, we missed our teachers, and most of all, we missed our normal life. We changed our way of learning. We started e-learning and attended our classes through the computer, and our home became our school. In the beginning, it was new and interesting, but it quickly became a tiring, dull reality. It was not easy, but we survived and are all here today. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the people who supported us along the way and helped us adjust to the new way of life. We worked hard together as families, a community, and a nation to make everything as normal as possible. I would like to thank, on behalf of everyone here, the Superintendent and Board of Education for not giving up and working hard to make sure that school goes on. A big thank you to Mr. Jonak and Mrs. Quattrone, along with all our other teachers, who are always here for us and always ready to help solve problems. You all helped us become more mature, and thanks to you, we are looking optimistically into our future. Last but not least, thank you to our beloved parents, who supported us on a daily basis. We love you very much. To my fellow peers, we've not only survived middle school, but we survived a time that will go down in history. Now we stand here, better and stronger, and ready for what life will bring us. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for those who helped us along the way. And I know that we will continue to overcome our challenges as we head to high school.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Hello. First of all, I want to say thank you to the WJHS staff, Ms. Quattrone, and Mr. Jonak for even considering me for this award. I'm beyond grateful and appreciative for this. As you all know, this has been a very weird and strange year with COVID and all else. Overcoming challenges this year has become somewhat of the theme. We should take that with us to high school and remember how we did it. Personally, I had some health problems to fight along with everything else. This past year, I got sick and started rapidly losing weight. In total, I lost around 30 to 40 pounds. I was sick, tired, and weak. I was eventually diagnosed with Crohn's disease. This is a disease that causes your intestinal tract to be inflamed, which didn't allow me to absorb nutrients, hence the weight loss. But I learned a lot from Crohn's. I learned life is going to throw obstacles at you, and you need to overcome them. I had to be strong and stick with all the crazy and gross treatments. But I'm very fortunate to have a very supportive family to help me through this. Without them, it would have been 100 times harder. My mom and dad were with me every step of the way. They were at every doctor's visit, they helped me with all my treatments, and they helped me keep track of my meds. I could keep listing these for days, but I think you get the idea. You might ask, why is he telling us this? Well, I want to share with you what I now know that I wasn't so sure of before. I learned that any obstacle or challenge that you have along the way is temporary and conquerable. All you have to do is stay strong and get the help that you need. As we move through these next 4 years, we still have to deal with the aftermath of COVID, changing the job market, the economy, and the way schools operate. But we also have normal challenges that high school brings. It isn't just a new building to go to. It's new classes, different sports teams, more responsibility, lots of changes. We will not only be faced with many decisions about the future, but also decisions about right and wrong, when to say yes and when to say no, even if it's hard. But this will prepare us for life. Secondly, Crohn's didn't teach me this, but it reminded me that family is everything. I'm Italian, so I already knew that family is everything, of course, but it really is everything. Think about and appreciate all the sacrifices and changes that your parents and family have made for us this year. It matters. Thank them. In closing, we made it. Summer is here. See you in high school. Thank you.
Very well done, guys. You may have a seat. I'm Italian too, Rocco. Just a little bit. I'm a few different things. Excellent job, both of you. Thank you, Victoria and Rocco. It's my pleasure to now introduce a true leader and a dedicated young lady. I've been able to see her develop into a strong young lady and the president of our student council. Briseis Stanescu Fidulu, please come up and give this year's commencement address.
Good evening, parents, staff, students, family, friends, and members of our school board. We are so glad you could join us tonight to celebrate our milestone. My name is Briseis Stanescu, and I am the Student Council President. Reflecting on the past year, the first words that come to mind are Zoom, adjust, hybrid, adapt, pandemic, and many more. How many times have you heard these words this year? Middle school was no doubt a tough and exciting journey, starting in 6th grade. Do you remember being nervous about joining schools? We will always remember the special moments we shared together. It seems like yesterday we were just having our Sprite Color Walkathon at Time Warner Park. Also, what great opportunities the 6th graders had at Outdoor Ed. Recently, when we watched the video, it brought so many memories for those who went and looked so fun. We also enjoyed ourselves during the little laughs at lunchtime, or snowflakes, where we bonded in so many special ways. Even though we may have missed Springfield, we still felt like we ruled the halls in 7th grade. 8th grade was different, but we still made the most of it. Being remote or hybrid, and being on Zoom, we still looked for the bright side. We were grateful to see each other once again when we came back to school, and some of us were happy to be part of sports. Let's also not forget the free pass on decades. This has been a school year that none of us have ever experienced in our lives. I think we could all agree that we learned so many things about ourselves in this challenging time. We had to learn how to manage our emotions, whether it was fear of the unknown, or stress or uncertainty. We also learned how to develop more patience and show the willingness to adapt. For all these things, we should be proud of ourselves. I bet there was times when you didn't know if you could continue. But look at us now, we're graduating middle school. Everyone here should be proud. We're also grateful for our teachers that went above and beyond to help us navigate our way through our last year at WJHS. Even though it seemed that we had a lot more work, we are appreciative that they pushed us to finish strong. Middle school gave us a chance to accept ourselves, to be open to change, and most importantly, develop our confidence through learning and interacting with each other. As we transition to high school, whether it's across the street or somewhere else, these factors and characteristics that we built within ourselves will take us far. We will never forget what we learned within Westmont Junior High School walls and memories we have created together. There are so many people who we should thank tonight who have guided us to where we are now. Thank you to our principal and vice principal, Mr. Jonak and Ms. Quattrone, for everything you have done for us. Thank you to Mrs. Centeno and Ms. Ryman for leading student council, giving students a chance to make a difference in the school and community while leaving an influence on the school. We'd also like to express our gratitude to our parents for doing the supportive roles that we needed. Whether it was driving us to school, picking us up after sports practice, volunteering at major school events, and most importantly, being there for us in this last year. We love you even though we might not say it all the time. Before I go, I want to personally thank a group of people. Thank you to the people who went to tutoring every Tuesday and Thursday night that comforted, encouraged, and helped me with ideas. Big shout out to Miss Walsh for helping me with ideas and with the whole journey through writing this speech and helping me with every little step. Finally, thank you to my amazing family for supporting me through all of my ups and downs, being there all the way and motivating me not to give up. When we think about the next 4 years that stand before us, we have a bittersweet feeling about leaving WJHS. But we go on with confidence because of all the skills that we've gained in the past 3 years. My fellow classmates, we made it. We're high schoolers. Whether you're going to be a Sentinel or going somewhere else, I hope our 4 years in high school fly by as fast as they did at Westmont Junior High. I wish everyone the best of luck and congratulations to the 8th grade graduates of 2021. Thank you.
Well done. Very well done, Briseis. I don't enjoy following very articulate young ladies. But now I have a message for our students and their parents and their families and friends. I've watched this class over the last 3 years a little bit differently than other graduating classes. As my young daughter Addie would say, some people would consider that to be awkward. This, though, is the year that my oldest daughter, Katie, would have been graduating from 8th grade as well. When I look into this sea of blue gowns, it is impossible not to think of her as I see you. I appreciate those that have acknowledged this, and also for those that are old enough, please drink responsibly. Around mid-March, I came to an understanding that I had previously had difficulty in articulating. I don't believe I'm alone when I share that I have witnessed quite a bit of struggle in the last year plus. I have seen us struggle as a nation over our values and our treatment of one another. In some cases, this has extended to our families and our closest friends. I have met with parents struggling to make ends meet as they attend to pivot to support their children's education, their parenting responsibilities, and the ever-changing school schedules. To be clear, I believe that being concerned and frustrated over matters regarding those we love during this pandemic is completely understandable and appropriate. I have witnessed boards of education, our Board of Education, struggle at their core with decisions, feeling the pressure from every angle of the argument of what should be done, the appropriate timeline of action it should be done, and which method to follow. I suggest that their struggles and their decisions are similar to many other public servants trying to do right by their students and their communities. Over this past year, I have watched my admin team and my partner stretch themselves physically, psychologically, and emotionally beyond what I believe is to be healthy. I have seen educators struggle to be amazing every day by wanting to create incredible learning experiences for our students. Like many have done year after year, these teachers. But then they struggle believing that they have fallen short of their own expectations for this specific year. I have stood next to support staff members, grown men and women, with tears in their eyes, just wanting to make sense of what's going on and to help students, try to make sense of what's going on and to help make a student's day and to engage them in their own learning. Most importantly, I have witnessed some of my students struggle emotionally, socially, and academically. Although this past year will surely have some positives, it was in the eyes of a student I realized the initial understanding that I was referring to earlier. Being intimately familiar with grief, I am a little surprised it took me so long. I think at some level, we're grieving. We are grieving for what we were and consistently have been. Some of us have lost pieces of our identities with this pandemic and are trying to find them again. So students, I so wish that you had a different ending to WJHS, one that perhaps was more typical than the one you just had. We missed out on quite a bit together, but it is through these difficult life experiences that one builds their foundation. And now a lesson from history. Remember, I used to be a social studies teacher. Some time ago, there was a boy who grew up in rural poverty. He lost his mother as a child. Eventually, he failed at many, many careers. He lost the woman that he desperately loved as a young man. He grew accustomed to defeat time and again. And he dealt with dishonest politicians and had many more other struggles. And this was all before becoming the President of the United States. Unfortunately, one of the trips that you missed, which was referred to already, was a visit to the Abraham Lincoln Museum down in Springfield, Illinois. If you have never been, I highly recommend it. By spending a couple hours there, it becomes quite clear that Lincoln knew struggle. After becoming president, he led us in a civil war. He became a bereaved father and witnessed his wife fall into deep, deep depression. Yet Lincoln is still considered to be one of the greatest U.S. presidents of all time. Perhaps even more impressively, he is marveled at for his calmness and compassion. I always have something to learn from Abraham Lincoln. If you have been attending Westmont Junior High since the beginning, you are familiar with Carl Evans. He started working with us 4.5 years ago. Carl shared a message of positive mental health for those of you that don't know him. He used a soda pop bottle like this, but imagine, I messed you up a little bit. He used this, something like this with soda pop, and he would shake it. And he would explain, he would teach us about the pressures that are building up inside of us. And then how we could valve those pressures or those stressors or those struggles in positive ways through self-expression. Graduates, don't forget Carl's message when you go on to high school and later in life after this pandemic has passed. Identify what valving looks like for you, and then do that. I learned that valving for me is hiking, kayaking, and making pies. For you, valving will probably look a little different. Valving does not mean that you ignore your struggles. It just means that you build a strong enough foundation so when that struggle comes, you have the tools you need to overcome it. Carl refers to those tools and that process as resiliency. Students, when I look out at you, I see hope. I believe this class is more resilient after the struggles they've faced during this school year. And yet, know that in the future, your teachers, professors, employers, real life will not just give you credit for keeping your camera on with a view of your ceiling fan. Just turning in something will not be good enough. If you have bad habits, shake them off. If you have done well in this pandemic, continue to drive on. While meeting with our presidential award recipients, those are the 4 young ladies with the gold cords. I asked them the secret to their academic success. They shared, and I am paraphrasing, it came down to creating an ambitious mindset through setting goals which they believed would benefit their future selves, and then working hard and persevering through challenges, all the while focusing on their future selves, even when sometimes they just wanted to be on YouTube or check out social media. I am proud of them, and I am proud of you all. It was good to see this class at the Carnival celebration on the Westmont High School campus this past Friday night. A major thanks to the PTO and parents for putting that on. That campus, this campus, in just a few moments will be your campus, but you will always be a Panther. Ms. Quattrone, the junior high school staff, and I feel fortunate to be a part of your lives. Thank you. And speaking of Ms. Quattrone, please come up. Amy has been my dedicated partner for 9 years at Westmont Junior High School and truly cares for each student and his or her learning path. Her insight and leadership is integral to our school's success. Amy.
The students I will be introducing next are the principal's Academic Excellence Award recipients. This group of students has earned a minimum of 3.857 GPA, which is high honor roll for both semesters of his or her 8th grade year. Students, as I call your names, please rise and stand in place. Students have received these awards earlier today. Students, please remain standing until all of the names have been called. Please hold your applause until I've called all the names. Zoe Abington, Kimberly Sean Aguilar, Arissa Amundsen, Charles Cosart, Rocco D'Amato, Morgan Davis, Stephen Dahl, Victoria Dubil, Giovanna Green, Danielle Hoover, Rachel Murata, Yadira Santiago, Dasha Savchuk, Briggs Templeton, Ria Varghese, and Vanessa Vogrig. Congratulations, Panthers. You may be seated.
Thank you, Ms. Quattrone. Congratulations, students. Up next is Mr. Prisney. He is our 8th grade social studies teacher and team leader. It is an absolute honor to work with him. Mr. Prisney, please introduce our Vivian Turner Award winners.
Good evening. What a year, huh, 8th graders? Congratulations to everybody that's sitting down here on the field. I specifically am here to present the Westmont Junior High School Vivian Turner Academic Achievement Award on behalf of the outstanding men and women sitting behind the graduates. This award is given every year in honor of a teacher who dedicated 30 years of her life to the Westmont school system. This award is earned by achieving the highest grade point average for all 3 years at Westmont Junior High School. The students I am about to announce have demonstrated a high level of accountability, responsibility, and academic success. Congratulations to the following students on this prestigious award and your commitment to excellence. Similar to the last round of awards, when your name is called, please rise and stay at your seat. We will applaud after all recipients have been announced. Charles Cosart, Morgan Davis, Danielle Hoover, Rachel Murata, Yadira Santiago, Dasha Savchuk, Briggs Templeton, and Ria Varghese. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.
The 2020-21 school year has been both challenging and memorable. To the staff and administration from Manning, Miller, South School, thank you for continually sending us wonderful students. Thank you to the Panther staff and teachers at Westmont Junior High School who have continued to engage students in our fully remote, then hybrid, and then full day schedules, which were blended synchronous, of course. Throughout this entire school year, it has not been an easy task. Teachers and staff, we appreciate the challenging and inspirational moments that you provide for our students. I am fortunate to work with you. Thank you so much. Ms. Schneider, are you here with us today? Awesome. Ms. Schneider, could you stand up, please? Mrs. Adele Schneider worked at WJHS since September of 1999. This past April, she retired to spend more time with her children and grandchildren, and maybe just a little bit with her husband as well. We appreciate her dedication to our students, and we will miss our queen of map testing. Please come back and volunteer. Thank you, Mrs. Schneider. Mrs. Laura Riley, if you are out there, please stand. All right. Mrs. Laura Riley started at CUSD 201 on May 28th, 1991. Laura, I'm fairly certain that's the day I graduated from high school. Laura retired last year after serving in many leadership roles over her tenure in the district. She dedicated her professional life to improving teaching and learning, and I don't think she's done yet, are you, Laura? No, probably not. And that was inside and outside of CUSD 201. She served as a home economics teacher, a science teacher, an instructional coach, and a team leader as well. Laura made many test schedules, you like that, Laura? For us during our assessment times. These are all very highly respectable accomplishments, Laura, but I will always remember the significant high number of Nordstrom packages that you had sent to the school so Dave, your husband, could not see them. I'm pretty sure we still have some, Laura. Also, Laura, happy birthday. And thank you for being here with us. Congratulations. Adele and Laura, thank you for your years of service to our Panthers and continually supporting our school community and improving upon it. We appreciate your dedication and wish you both well in your redirection. We are now at a very important part of our ceremony. Rachel Murata and Briggs Templeton, please come to the podium. Rachel and Briggs were honored this year with receiving the American Legion Award. Those that receive this medal must exemplify 6 qualities that define character: courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service. It is an honor to introduce Rachel and Briggs with a request from the 8th grade class.
Good evening, parents, teachers, staff, and other family members. We thank you for coming out and celebrating the WJHS class of 2021. This year has been difficult, and we've had many challenges that we needed to overcome, but we couldn't have gotten through it without our teachers. We must acknowledge what you guys have done for us to get to this point. We've been very lucky over these last 3 years to have had an awesome support system. We all had to adapt in ways we couldn't foresee when we first walked through those doors 3 years ago. And without Mr. Jonak, Ms. Quattrone, and our teachers, I'm not sure how we could have done that. I'd like to share a few quotes about teachers that seem fitting for today. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. A teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. The influence of teachers extends beyond the classroom well into the future. And finally, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. We are inspired. We are capable. We are going to make the world a better place. We are going to make a difference. And one day, when we do, we will have our families, our friends, and our teachers to thank for it. And of course, Mr. Jonak and Ms. Quattrone.
It's not just our teachers who helped us get here today. Parents, thank you for getting us to school and at the bus stop on time, or at least most of the time. Thank you for helping us when we struggled on that one vocab word or that one math problem. Thank you for providing or paying for our lunches so we could stay at least somewhat focused each and every day. Thank you for encouraging us to power through each and every day, encouraging us to bring up that one grade that seemed to be stuck in quicksand. Thank you for the 3-ring binders and colored folders, the water bottles and the note cards, the number 2 pencils and the Wi-Fi up and running. Thank you for providing us with a safe and caring home. Thank you for letting us be us. Each one of us is unique and different, and now our time as Panthers is done, and we are ready to be Sentinels. As we move on into announcing the graduates, we ask on behalf of our class that you hold your applause until every student's name is called so that everyone can be acknowledged and recognized. Thank you.
Thank you both, Briggs and Rachel. Well done. Whew. Reading the names of the graduates and awarding diplomas will be Miss Quattrone and myself. Students, as you walk by the stage, in a very few steps, you will make the beginning transition from your junior high school education career to your high school years. After diplomas are given and students are seated, please join me in a round of applause to celebrate the success of this graduating class. Matthew Healy Coffey. George Emiliano Guyton Rodriguez. Archie Anaruda Damle. Celso Esquivel. Not present with us is Diego Hinojosa. Aladette Ortega Villa. Yadira Santiago. Uzmar Segura. Vanessa Andrea Vogrick. Zoe Ponsavan Abington. Kimberly Sean Samporna Aguilar. Michael Brian Aho. Liam Patrick Allegretti. Arissa Marie Edmondson. Natalia Angelchik. Mohammed Iyad Asaf. Adriana Susie Bonick. Isaiah Hunter Beeman. Hamza Hisham Badir. Dylan Kennard Belmonte. Owen Nathaniel Burbaum. Dylan Eugene Burgow Ridge. Justice Bobravichus. No? No? Bobravichus? Thank you. We'll meet after this, okay? I've only tried like 15 times. Ariana Maricela Berkey. Cassandra Maria Christensen. Kennelly K. Clinton. Sunny Rain Colleen. Charles Joseph Cozart. Jade Ivy Curtis. Valdette DeLippi. Rocco Nicholas D'Amato. Morgan Elizabeth Davis. Stephen Robert Dahl. Andrea Dominguez. Mateo Emilio Dominguez. Victoria Yadviga Dubiel. Charles Lucas Fears. Cynthia Gomez. Jessica Yasmin Gomez. Giovanna Donna Green. Mission Isley Hatchell. Alan Hernandez.
Madeline Herrera. Janaya Michaela Hood. Danielle Amari Hoover. Skyla Rose Johnson. Avery Lynn Juska. Alexander Efthemios Konoff. Nikola Michael Konoff. Judy Bernice Costel. Amanda Caroline Lehman. Jocelyn Leon Alvarez. Taj Lamar Lewis. Rachel Ann Murata. Lauren Nelson Mellish. Reagan Elizabeth Moore. Lucas Morkunis. Layla Star Murias. Was that better? Eliana Catriona Novak. Nathaniel David Alier. Jasmine Ortiz Sanchez. Sean Miller Patterson. Dylan James Payne. Andrew Jason Picard. Peyton Gail Pickens. Cooper Andrew Rathburn. Xochi Herlinda Rodriguez Perez. Eli Joseph Roman. Oh. Myra Loie Ruiz. Leonard Rudolph Sasek. Dasha Anatolievna Softuk. Clara Grace Schiffer. Jomar Bering Serrano. Jeremiah Dwayne Shavers. Kanaya Catrice Singleton. Kendall June Solik. Briseis Adara Sanescu Fadulu. Edward Suarez. Anna Marie Chase Yali Chanel. Briggs McIntosh Templeton, sorry. Manuel Antonio Tohin Yacht. Evelyn Stephanie Torres. Alondra Vargas. Ria Sarah Varghese. Gerald Joseph Vasek. Leslie Marlene Velasquez. Gregory Scott Walleen. And Ryan Michael Wild.
Graduates, it has been a privilege. Best of luck to you all, and thank you for leaving Westmont Junior High School better than the way that you found it. Congratulations to the 8th grade class of 2021.